make our own seed tape. You can buy seed tapes. We're going to make them to fit square foot. So first thing we want to do is get a paper towel and we want to wet it. Okay, this is Nobel spinach. It's a nice big spinach plant. We're going to get a cutting off of it before it gets very big because we don't have time. It's so hot over here. So we're going to take seed and we're going to spread out on that seed tape. You know, I always like to have radishes as a nurse crop because they come up so fast and they help provide a little shade. So we'll take some more radish seed and we'll put just a light sprinkling of radishes around on this seed tape. Lay on top of that and then take our little spray bottle and wet it down really good. And then we're going to roll it up. This carrot that we're going to plant is called chantenay. Chantenay is a very cone-shaped carrot that grows in tough ground. If you got hard ground, chantenay is the one to grow in it because it's not too long and it grows wide at the top and to a point at the bottom and not very long. So it grows in bad soil without forking. The other carrot is an imperator. This particular carrot is called tendersweet. It's an imperator type, but the tendersweet has good carrot flavor and it's not as sweet as the chantenay, so it's good for cooking with a strong carrot flavor. And it's imperator, so it'll be a nice long carrot without being too big round. And they're very slow to get tough. So very good carrot, and both of them, chantenay and imperator, will winter over right in the ground. Unless you have very cold weather. In New Mexico, they'll winter over in the ground. If you'll notice those broccoli plants we put in, didn't even know they were set out. And the reason is we took them out of the container with the roots intact. We didn't disturb the roots, but what we did was fill that hole with water. And then we put the broccoli plant down in it, then filled it back in and lightly tamped the dirt around it. That makes sure that the broccoli plant, the roots of it, are in good contact with surrounding soil. And there's an ample water supply. The way a plant lives is it sucks water out of the ground, and of course the water is full of minerals, and it sucks that out of the ground and into the roots, brings it up through the plant, and evaporates the water out the leaves. And it's feeding itself off of the minerals in the ground by doing that. The other thing that a plant needs, chlorophyll for the green and carbon dioxide. So when the sun shines on the leaves then take in air, and they use the carbon dioxide to make chlorophyll, and they expel oxygen. So plants put a lot of oxygen back in the air, and the process of the plant taking in water through the roots, running it up, and evaporating it out the leaves is called transpiration. And that's the way it feeds itself, and that whole thing is driven by photosynthesis with the sun shining on the leaves. And that's how a plant survives. So when you put a plant in the ground and it has lots of water and lots of minerals available to it, it immediately starts eating and it never knows it was set up. If you don't give it the proper water or minerals, then it wilts. It can't support its leaves. If you don't give it enough water, the wind, especially in New Mexico, the edges of the leaves will run out of water to evaporate and the wind will burn it. A plant should never be traumatized. Once it's traumatized, it will never be as good as it could have been if it hadn't recovered. While it looks like it recovered, it's actually not going to do as well as it would if it was never traumatized. So anything you can do, make sure that plant's got plenty of water and plenty of minerals, so that when the Mexico wind blows on it, it has plenty of water to evaporate and it doesn't get burned. This is a bush cucumber, and it's going to grow right in this little container and produce cucumbers. Matter of fact, if you can see here, there's already a bloom and a little cucumber on it. So this thing is in great shape, and it's producing cucumbers. We've got one here, we got one there, we got one here. So it's putting cucumbers all over it. These are slicing cucumber. They're burpless slicing cucumber. So they'll be good to just take in, slice them up and eat them.